What a blustery day. In
the wind. Oh, so we just got knocked off of Zoom. We got knocked off of Twitch.
We got out.
Yeah, we got some wind out here, people.
Now, we were talking to Susan Mania. She was joining us. So if you want to see her this weekend, just go right onto the Hunterdon Art Tour website.
Yes.
And visit her.
Yeah, so definitely get out to see her work. I am blown away by the fact that she got in here.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
On a... with no power.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Are you guys all still out there? Send us something in the chat that lets us know that you can still hear us, see us, talk to us. Let us know that we're actually communicating with someone, because sometimes it feels like we're just talking into the void.
Yeah.
So I think we're good.
Yeah, I think we're good too. So we have another artist with us tonight who's in the house.
Yes, we do. We do. So we are going to be talking to another one of the artists on the tour, Mr. Robert Reed.
Reed.
So we're gonna. Robert, it is very nice to see you. How are you doing this evening?
Good. Nice to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you want to tell us a little bit? I'm going to pull up some images of your work in a second, but do you want to tell us a little bit about you and what you do?
Yeah, I'm a sculptor, a furniture maker also. I guess 40 years plus into it now. I work primarily with found objects, lumber that I buy locally, and pieces of wood that other woodworkers can't use and give to me that are too small for them, and they're perfect for me.
So you spend a lot of time collecting, I would imagine. Is that right?
Yeah, I've got dozens of milk crates full of pieces of wood that I haven't seen for years.
Oh my.
And you want to know what? I get this. Like, I totally understand this kind of sentiment, because in my studio, Robert, and tell me if this rings a bell, but in my studio, I have got objects, like you said, for years, that every time I go to say, all right, I could get rid of this. I could get rid of this. But then there's that moment where you freeze, you stop, and you're like, no, I know I'm going to use this at some point. It's going to come to me. I mean, is that right?
Totally. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I'm curious, and I'm going to steamroll Terri here for a second, because
He's very excited that you're also a sculptor. He's like, this guy.
Yeah.
Todd loves sculpture.
Right.
So he
But
onto you.
But it's not just any sculpture. I mean, in a lot of respects, I feel like, Robert, that this notion of tinkering is definitely a part of what we do. In that we come to the studio, we have all these disparate objects, we're testing connections, we're testing relationships, we're testing interactions, and it's really this kind of like, does this fit? Does this fit? Does that resonate with you?
Oh, totally. That's how I work. I'll come to I have a bench, and usually I have boxes of things I call smalls. And I dump them out on the table, and depending on the mood I'm in, I can move pretty quickly, making an idea for an assemblage. I don't glue or screw anything together right away. It usually takes several days to congeal, I guess, and but that's how I like to work. And the advantage of having these milk cartons full of wood, if I pull one random one out, I see things that have been in there for 20, 25 years, and it's kind of exciting. The piece I have in this show is an example of that. The feet that the sculpture stands on are made from a 3-foot long, 3-inch diameter cylindrical piece of wood that I've had since my undergraduate days, that I was poking around a veneer factory one day, and this was the throwaway. And they said, sure, you can have it and all of them. So I finally drug that thing out 2 weeks ago and sliced it up into 4 feet that are now in the sculpture that's here. So yeah, that's how I work.
I love the fact that you're repurposing all of these throwaways, because I have the hardest time. I've gotten over dumping the sawdust bag out of the dust collector. I mean, for a while, even that bothered me. But to see somebody that's genuinely going into places that would otherwise discard the stuff and making beautiful work out of what is, would have been thrown in the trash. It's just a fantastic thing. So I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Did you want to say something? Did you have something to say? I feel like I steamrolled you. Did I steamroll you?
Nope, you're fine.
Okay. Robert, can you tell us a little bit about how we could get to see you and your studio and what you've got for hours?
Yeah, I'm in Frenchtown, New Jersey, about 100 yards south of the Love and Oven restaurant, 65 Trenton Avenue. And I will be in the studio, no appointments necessary, Sunday as soon as I get back from the farmer's market, from probably 2:30 till 5:30 or when the last person leaves.
Awesome. Well, Robert, thank you so much. We really appreciate getting to talk to you. We look forward to seeing you down in the studio.
Great, thanks.
All right, take care.
Yep.
Okay, so
Wow.
I'm
So
still.
many good artists to see this.
I know
weekend.
we've got some great people. I love Robert's work. I'm sorry if I get all excited
I
sometimes.
know you were very excited.
I know.
About him.
I apologize.
So I was just gonna let you go.
Great.
All right. Well, I'm looking at the clock and I'm looking at what we have on the schedule. So I think, do we have any more footage from the gallery? Maybe we could just
we
show
totally
a little
do.
bit of
Do you want to
that,
show
and
some
then
more of
we'll
the
get
gallery?
into our next artist.
Yeah,
let's just take a quick
take a look
peek.
at this. That piece of music. Let's keep going. Well, I was going to show a second one. We have two more of those cutaway clips to talk about tonight, but I think we want to kind of stay on schedule.
Yeah, we're not too far behind, but I think we're going to go right into
I don't want Kathleen to come over and poke me with the stick.
Excuse me. Yes. She did such a great job on this. So
I know.
We're going to try to honor it. So we have another artist in-house.
Yes, we do.
And we're going to have her come up here and talk to us a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good. So you want to talk a little bit about her
Sure,
first
this
as
is
we
Yael.
introduce her? Okay, so we have Yael Eisner, and she's going to be talking to us about her studio and her work. Yael, it's really nice to meet you. How are you doing?
It's very nice to be here. Thank you for inviting me, Todd and Terri. Thank you so much, and for the Hunterdon Art Museum.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we were really interested when we saw the images of your work, the photography that you do. And I mean, I've got some things I want to ask you, but do you want to tell us a little bit about your work first and kind of, get us started?
Yeah, so the majority of the work I'm going to show is actually work in progress and in process. Because I've been traveling for almost 7 years now. So pretty much my life is in constant transition, other than this year. This year was pretty steady, but between land and water, or the ocean. So my husband and I are sailing. We are sailors. And I actually stay on the boat for 6 months. So I'm right there on anchor. And then for the other part of the year, I'm here in New Jersey on land. So there's a lot of transitions I'm going through every single year, and this kind of resonate into my photography because it's a very emotional thing for me, and I would like to share it in a way. It's like photography for me is another kind of a language, and I would like to share that. And it's not just about, I'm traveling and I'm seeing all these exotic places. Because for me, those 6 months are home. Wherever I am, it's not just about, I'm trying not to be a tourist. I'm trying not to be a stranger. I mean, in the beginning I am. But I'm trying to bring this environment that I am at to kind of make it familiar to me. Because I'm going to be there for 6 months. I cannot be an outsider constantly. It's not me. So photography is one of the tools that I'm able to try and see things and bring them to something familiar. So every single picture has something to do with where I come from or my background. And the one piece that is here in the museum, and it's a work of a few of those pairs.
And it's on the screen right now. They can see it.
It's on the screen.
Yep.
So it's something I was not able to capture just in one shot, because there is one time I'm here on water. It's a different type of vibe. It's different frequencies, it's different smells, it's different sounds. It happened that I can see for days just blues and grays because I'm on the water, and then suddenly we're reaching land and there's the smell of cooking on the island and people and noises. And I haven't heard that for maybe weeks or days, and I need to transform and transition into this. And I don't want to be always like floating. I want to ground myself a little bit. So I'm bringing this into my photography, even though these are places that I've never been before. And I stay in these places for a while because my husband goes back to work, and I stay on the boat for sometimes a month by myself.
Wow.
So this is my way to get to know the places, to ground myself, to look at these places as home and not be a stranger. So this is kind of like what I'm trying to do all the time.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What came first? Did you have a photography background when you started this lifestyle of sailing, or were you on the boats and transitioning back and forth between land and sea, and you're like seeing all these fantastic places that you have to capture? What came first?
I would probably say photography would come first. I studied photography in Jerusalem, in Israel, and then I actually taught also. I was teaching photography at the same college I graduated for a couple of years, and sailing kind of came along the way, although I always had an attraction to water, so I have a little bit of background with water. And water for me, this environment was always something very healing. And then somehow everything funneled together and kind of started to make its own path into combining the two, the photography, the sailing, the traveling, the constant curiosity of what's going on around me. And again, I'm not trying to create anything like a fantasy. I'm really trying to ground things, although there's a lot of fluidity in this because, again, I'm constantly on a move. But something that even if a viewer hasn't been in those places can actually find something to relate to, something, the emotional, the state of mind that maybe everybody can, find something there, a common ground. I'm really trying to find a common ground with everybody because I think we're very much alike. I mean, I happen to use photography as a language because I'm not always good verbally, and I'm travel. That's my style life right now. But I'm still, a person being on the boat. You still have to do the dishes and all this, and I have seasickness, so it's not always pink and
It's
just
not always
traveling.
glamorous. Yeah.
No, it's not. It's
Okay.
not. But it's life. It is life, and it goes back again to the basic stuff. And
Yeah.
for me, basic was also getting to know the place, getting to know people. So I'm really trying to kind of hug everything and bring it back home. And I think also, now that I mentioned bringing it home, I'm not sure exactly where my home is at the moment. So I think my background is I'm an Israeli. I'm here, I left Israel about 7 years ago. And I just realized that home is here.
Home is where you are.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's not exactly only geographic place. And I guess that because of my background, I need to have the feeling of home. So I'm trying to hug things and bring them.
Yeah, well, you
together.
capture moments in time like I haven't seen in a while, so they are absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
That's why we selected, we were looking at your stuff and we're like, wow. So
I like that. I like that. There's a severity. There's a severe notion of isolation in some of these. The way the single object, the man off the back of the boat, the house in the middle of the field. So there's this really, I like that. And how you're talking about home and this kind of isolation, it kind of really works together. Speaking of home, can you tell us how we can come see your work?
Of course. So I'm at 7 Hunting Hills Road. We happen to be 3 artists on the same road.
And it's you, Terri
It's
Fraser,
Terri Fraser and
George
Jark.
Okay.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
So 2 painters and myself at the same roundabout.
Okay.
And it's a beautiful place, and all 3 of us open our places to see the work, and all 3 of us are going to be open through the weekend from 10 in the morning until 5, or at least with me until the last person.
Okay.
Fantastic.
That's great.
Well,
Hope you enjoyed it.
Yael, thank you so much.
Thank
we
you
really
very
enjoyed
much.
talking to
And
you,
thank
and we
you
look
for
forward to
this
seeing your
invitation.
studio.
Thank you very much.
All right, take care. All right, so where are we at?
Where are we at?
Where are we at?
That was really something.
Oh, by the way,
After
just-
every artist, I feel like we have to pause for a moment.
And there were-
that was great.
I want Yael to hear me, if she can hear me in the distance right now. There were a lot of really nice comments in the chat about her work that I'm really impressed by. So everybody seemed to really like that.
Yeah.
So awesome.
Yeah.
Also, Lori E.G., thanks for the follow. We appreciate you coming along for the ride. Thank you.
So
Are we
next
going to be doing
have-
more artists?
We have more artists. We have a 3rd group of artists that we're going to start going through. So
Well, I got to find them.
you gotta find
give me some
them.
time.
And then we have more video footage. We have a couple more things
Okay.
for this evening.
So let's see. Where are we at so far?
We're on our 3rd group of artists.
Yep. And who are we looking at now?
The first one we have is Florence Moonen.
Florence Moonen, okay. And it's Florence Moonen. She is not
here,
with us today.
So let me just talk about her for a second. She mostly works with Venetian plaster and mixed media. Her
Yep.
studio is in Stockton, New Jersey. You can find out how to visit her on the Hunterdon Art Tour.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Thank you for that. All right. So who is next? Who are we looking at now?
Next, we have Christine Mundy.
Okay.
And Olivia is telling me that she's in the house.
Christina's in the house?
Christina's in the house.
All right. So let's talk to Christine. Hi, Christine. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing? Thanks for
Doing-
doing this.
Absolutely. Thanks for being part of it. We're thrilled to get to talk to you.
So do you want to just tell us a little bit about what you do and where we can find you this weekend?
Well, I'm in Frenchtown. The name of my business is Frenchtown Metalworks, but I also have two other artists in my yard with me. So that's exciting. One of them lives in Milford, so she couldn't be here because she has no power.
Oh.
That's Mary's.
Oh, she was our first artist, I think. Yes.
Anyway, yeah.
Okay.
Schwarzenbergers. Sorry.
Okay.
So I am I wouldn't say a jeweler, more a metal worker. And, I like hearts, and that's a big, a sacred heart is a big theme with me. But I work on other themes. Like I've done a series of art pieces where I sort of copied other artists' work, like work that was kind of flat, like a Matisse cutout. I did a series like that. I kind of treat the jewelry like almost like a painting, like just one piece leads to another. And I like to form the metal. I like to stamp the metal. That's what I do.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Well, we look forward to possibly stopping by. We're going to try and get to Frenchtown on Sunday.
Yes.
We had
There's a
some.
lot going on here.
Okay.
All right. Well, it's very nice to meet you. Thank you.
Beautiful work.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Let's keep on trucking here.
Okay, next we have Allie and Dave Norton.
Okay. Allie and Dave
And
Norton.
they are not here.
They
but
are not in the house.
They have a photography studio in Frenchtown, New Jersey.
Okay.
So again, you can go to the Hunterdon Art Tour and look and see what their hours might be this weekend.
Okay. That sounds great. Thanks for that. And who do we have
Our
next?
next artist, I'm being told, is here. Her name is Tracy Orr.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that Tracy got into the Zoom meeting a little while ago.
Yep. The piece we see up on the screen right now is actually in the Hunterdon Art Museum. I passed it by earlier. I thought it was
We saw it in the
gorgeous.
last video that we looked at. Hi, Tracy. Can you hear us okay?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. How are you?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. Doing great. Can you tell us a little bit about your work and how we can come see you on the tour?
Well, you can see my stuff at the Hunterdon Art Museum over the weekend.
Okay.
I unfortunately don't have a nice, cute workshop for people to come and see. It's actually my family's garage.
Hey,
That's okay.
that's okay. Todd works out of his family's garage too sometimes.
I do.
So, yeah,
I do. I
He's
do.
got a big studio in there.
I know
Yep.
this well. Sorry, go ahead.
So we just have a mess on at least half of it. So the best place is to see the piece at the museum. And then I try and post regularly on Instagram and Facebook my pieces. But so it's the woodworking. I'm actually very new to it. I only started in November of last year.
No kidding.
Wow. Was this
yeah.
related to the pandemic by any chance? Was it something that you picked up during this time, or?
Not really. I basically wanted a Christmas tree box instead of a tree skirt because my cats wouldn't leave it alone. And I saw one that I liked online and said, I think I can make that. And it just kind of turned into making different furniture for here at the house. And then I had people reach out to me and say, hey, can you make this? And then that turned into these art pieces. And I saw actually a morning sunset piece, a mountain piece similar to mine, and I fell in love with it. So I was like, I think I can handle that. And it's a big piece. It's 2 feet by 4 feet. And sure enough, I'm amazed by it, actually.
And Tracy, that's where this rabbit hole goes, is now everything you look at becomes a thing where you say, I think I can make that. I do that all the time.
Crazy. I mean, I have a huge list of things like I can totally build that now. Oh, I can do that. Oh, you need that? I can do that.
Yeah, no, or even worse than that, you go to the furniture store because you really need something, and I'm there, and I'm like, no, we're not going to buy this. I can make this. Of course, I'm not going to because I'm too busy to, right? But after a while, people are like, would you just stop? We're gonna buy something for once.
Like deck furniture that I'm like, I'm not buying that. I can make that this summer.
Absolutely. Well, listen, it was a real pleasure getting to meet you. We love your work, and we hope to see you in the future. All right.
Thanks for doing this.
All right. Take care. Thank you. All right,
All right.
we are moving on.
We are
And
moving on.
Who
We
do
have
we have here?
Erica Rachel.
Okay.
She is not present tonight.
Erica's
She
not
is
here? Okay.
Another one of the Milford, New Jersey artists.
So she probably lost power.
Possibly lost power.
All right.
But she is a painter, and we do have one painting here in the museum.
Yes.
And if you want to visit her this weekend, you could just look at the Hunterdon Art Tour.
Right.
Once again.
Right. Absolutely. All right. And we're going to move on to our next piece.
Our next artist is also not here tonight, but her name is Mary Schwarzenberger.
Yep.
She is also in Frenchtown. She primarily works with textiles, a little bit of fashion too, because
Yeah.
she designs garments with some of these beautiful dyed pieces that she does. To visit her, you can also look online at the Hunterdon Art Tour and find her hours.
Yes, just in case we didn't repeat that enough. I know, I think this weather really kind of threw a whole bunch of people off of this thing.
I think it did.
Yeah, it's really a bummer.
Yeah.
So, all right. So
Okay,
we
so-
have another artist who is not in the house
Yes,
this evening.
this is Laura Trisiano. She does these beautiful sculptural pieces that have a meditative quality to them. She is in Califon, New Jersey. To visit her and see what she's up to this weekend, once again, check out the website. And they are mixed media.
Yeah, I really like these pieces.
I love these pieces.
I was kind of
Yeah,
really.
they're gorgeous.
Yeah, I was interested in finding out a little bit more about these from her. So, well, moving on. Get by that studio, and then.
And then we have one more artist in this group, and guess what? He's here.
Oh, good.
Yay!
Good.
So we have Douglas Wright. He's a woodworker. He is in Frenchtown, New Jersey.
Okay, are you out there, Doug? There he is.
There he is.
Hi, Doug.
Oh,
Camera on, camera
We need
off.
your picture.
He's coming.
There he
There
is.
he is.
There we go.
Nice. How are you, Doug?
Good. Thanks so much for doing this.
Absolutely.
Our
Really nice
pleasure.
to have you on board. So can you tell us a little bit about your work and how we can come see you, or if we can come see you?
Yeah, well, I'm in Frenchtown at 50 Kingwood Avenue, right on Route 12. I'm going to have everything outside, so feel free to stop by, and easy social distancing.
Okay.
I'll be open both days, Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 4, and feel free to stop on by.
And how did you get into actually making furniture? Can you tell us a little bit about your background and how you got there?
Sure, I've been doing this since 1994. I did an apprenticeship with a fellow down in New Hope, a guy named Jeff Green, pretty well-known furniture designer, and I've done it ever since.
Fantastic. Well, I hope to get down there to see what you've got going on. You guys should all get down there and see this work as well.
Yes.
And
Doug, I don't know if you're going to get to the Hunterdon Art Museum, but they have your pieces displayed beautifully in one of the rooms right in the center. And it's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's one of the rooms with a lot of great light, and they're just right in the middle, and they look fantastic in there.
Yeah.
So definitely get down and see Doug's work in Frenchtown. Doug, thanks very much.
Thanks very much. And hey, a quick shout out. This Twitch is great. My family's in on this down in Texas, up in Connecticut, out on Staten
global.
Island. So thanks, you guys.
I am so glad you said that, because one of the things, just forget social distancing for a second. This allows a gallery or a museum to extend the reach of their show such a great distance. We've met some really cool people from all over on this. So thanks for saying that. I appreciate it.
You bet.
All right. You take care. Thanks, Doug.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
All right,
Do you want to show a quick video real quick, and then we'll go to our final artist who's here tonight?
Yeah, so let's do another quick video of the museum. We've got this one here. Let's take a look. Doug, could you mute for us, buddy? All right. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
All right. So we have one more artist to
One
interview
more
before we,
artist to interview.
you know.
Yes, and we saw her a little bit earlier.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
So we're going to bring her back.
That sounds good. That sounds good.
Yes.
I want to make sure that this time I actually have her mic'd, because last time I was embarrassed that I didn't have her mic'd. But all right, so we would like to introduce to you one of the final artists we're going to be doing live tonight, Miss Catherine Suttle. Catherine, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, we want to talk about your work. We can't wait.
Okay.
So
great.
you want to tell us a little bit about how you, what your work is, you know, what you do and how you work?
Well, I work in oil. My background is actually in ceramic sculpture. And so I tend to treat the canvas, I use linen, I tend to treat it similarly to the way I used to treat slabs of clay. But I work in oil paint, and I like to create lots of layers, and I've worked always more abstract work. My imagery is more abstract. Lately, I have tried to merge things like environments or imagery that is somewhat grounded in reality, like interiors, trying to merge those with abstraction. And color is very important to me as well.
All right. Well, we've got an image of the work that you have here at the museum up right now. So, you know, I was particularly struck by, you know, how subtly you work with paint, and I think it's really a difficult and beautiful thing, right? There's this sense of an atmospheric quality that kind of exists, but then you just come in with just enough of a line or just enough of an edge that sort of defines things in the softest kind of way. Can you just kind of talk about how, you know, like when you're painting and you're responding to something you see, you know, what calls you to kind of, you know, keep these things in this kind of way? There's like an ethereal quality to what's going on, almost atmospheric.
Well, I tend to build up layers and more layers, and then respond to what's underneath. So I respond to what's in the painting itself. You know, lately I've been creating structures. You know, they're somewhat artificial, but like I was talking about, interiors of rooms, of buildings, and before this, I was working on things like sheds. There's a lot of sheds in Hunterdon County. So that was kind of a structure that I was working towards, and building up layers of paint, and then I spend a lot of time looking at the painting, and then I'll see something in it that's there, that's buried, and maybe try to bring it forward. So sometimes that's with a line, sometimes it's with a solid form, and those layers tend to create a lot of space in the paintings that feels like something in the real world.
Yeah, they kind of have, like, I have this one piece of yours up that kind of has these forms that seem to almost emerge out of this kind of really foggy, soft kind of space, there's an indication or a hint of that structure, like a roof line or a grid, but it's there and then it's gone, right? So it's just like the most minimal kind of approach to it, which I really love.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about how we can come and see you this weekend?
Yes, so I'm in Frenchtown, and I would prefer that people contact me for an appointment, and I'll, schedule that.
Okay. All right. Jess Santori says, excited to see all these amazing artists. I love Tracy's wood piece. So beautiful. So there's a lot of great comments coming up. I find that when someone's work, like Catherine's, is up on the screen, and then all of a sudden the comments start flying. Even if it's about other stuff they saw tonight, it's almost like the imagery sort of provoked, this kind of this outburst, or this kind of like, let's pour forth some comments. Now, Catherine, thank you so much. We really loved having you on, and we're excited to come see more of your work.
Thank you. It was fun talking to you.
Thank you very much. All right. So,
do you have any more video, or are we?
We have one more video, but let me see if I can find it, because I feel like I'm not sure which ones I showed, but let's try this one.
Okay.
I just kind of want to like point and shoot. Here we go. Did we see this one yet?
I don't think so.
I don't think we saw this one. Let's have a look.
Let's have a look.
It's very quiet. There we go. All right. Well, I got to tell you, the best way to see this work is to get over here tomorrow morning, take a look around the show, and then start to plan how you want to go about the tour. You could pick up a map while you're here. You can look at the work and kind of say, all right, let's go here, let's go here, let's go here.
Yep, and you can build your own personalized tour, which
Jess
is
Park
really
is
fantastic.
saying, I'm gonna throw you under the bus, Terri. Jess Park is saying, that needle point.
That one's mine.
Jess, that's hers. Isn't it awesome?
Yeah, it's cool. Anyway.
Yeah, so I couldn't help it. I wasn't going to say anything about what was Terri's work in the show, but she does have a piece in here, and it really is quite good.
Yeah.
Ben Hagenbush, nice to see you. Thanks for coming.
Yep.
And
so a couple more reminders just to kind of refresh your memory, and I think Catherine was talking about this a little bit earlier. The work at the museum is, most of it is for purchase.
Yes.
Again, 50% of the proceeds go to the artist.
That's right.
To help support the artists.
And 25%
goes to the Hunterdon Art Museum.
And the other 25%
goes to the Hunterdon Art Tour.
The Hunterdon Art Tour,
this
correct.
can continue and we can make it happen every year.
Right, and the artists know this going in, right? So it's sort of like they put the work in this show with the intention of helping these entities out, because they see it as a valuable way to help not only promote the fantastic art community that exists in Hunterdon County, but also to kind of maintain the discourse, right? Because we have one out here, and I think it's a really interesting and vibrant one, which is important. So
it is. We're very, very lucky.
Yeah,
it's great to be in Hunterdon County.
So buy an art piece is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So again, go to the www.hunterdonarttour, actually thehunterdonarttour.com.
Would you like to see that on the screen?
I
we
would
can put
like
that
to
up there.
see
So
that
the
on the
hunterdonarttour.com, we can throw that up on the screen for you. And
Yes.
also, since you've got that one memorized now, we can go up there with the Hunterdon Art Museum, also .org, the hunterdonartmuseum.org. Go to those pages, check out all of the information. Susan Mania is saying, thanks for a great virtual opening. So grateful to all the talent in Hunterdon County. Agreed, Susan.
Agreed.
And thanks for coming to us with no power, which
Yes.
was just awesome.
Yes.
Christina, thanks for saying that. We appreciate that. Ben, don't worry about it. We'll catch you next time. It'll be available on YouTube. Now, there's some other reminders really quickly. Do we have any others?
Well, we have a couple. We do have a show on Tuesday nights.
Yes.
So we do have one coming up this Tuesday night. It's May the 4th. So Star Wars Day.
So may the 4th be with you.
Yeah, so we actually have a fantastic artist joining us on our show on Tuesday night. His name is Mike Rader. He is out in Brooklyn, New York. And hopefully you guys can come on to Twitch and see us there.
Yeah, that show, actually, when you see that, having him live in the studio is going to be a really fabulous thing.
He's fantastic.
I think. Yeah, it's going to be cool, for
Yep.
sure.
And just to let you guys know, tomorrow, Todd and I will be at Whittemore.
We're at Whittemore tomorrow, kicking off the festivities there at 11:30. So definitely tune back in tomorrow. Listen, if you're watching and you have not followed our channel, follow our channel, because when we go live, you get the notification and it's like, oh yeah, shoot, they're going to be at Whittemore. Let's go check it out. You'll be able to see the unveiling of a new sculpture. And then on Sunday, we're going to probably be at Stengel Glass Factory. We're still working out the details of where we're at on Sunday. So definitely try to leave a follow if you can, so you know where we are.
Yeah.
So we look forward to seeing you guys. We're going to roll some pretty cool credits down that throw all the credit to all these fantastic people.
Fantastic people.
We look forward to seeing you throughout the weekend, so please definitely join us. Their comments are flying by here, so I definitely want to pay some attention to those. So Jen Santoro was happy to see North's art teacher on here too. Yeah, that was really cool. Let's see, Mr. Calabrese. By the way, if you're here, Mr. Calabrese, I really like that piece. That is that is dynamite.
Crazy good.
Absolutely dynamite.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, wait a minute.
Oh.
We can't leave without
and
a
your glass is
toast.
empty.
We can't leave without a toast. Do you have any?
I do.
Oh my God. I need to eat something. All right. Well, here's to all of you. Here's to the Hunterdon Art Tour. Here is to the Hunterdon Art Museum. Here's to Hunterdon County artists who are just fantastic. We love you guys. We look forward to seeing you over the weekend, and we will catch up with all of you soon.
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And then I'm going to cut these mics, and we're going to have a really nice credit roll. All right. So we'll see all of you guys really soon.